Gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with the beautiful Karina here in the Panhandle of Florida after flying all the way from Bogota, Colombia to Miami, then renting a truck, SUV actually, and we were driving from Miami to here, which is close to Pensacola. It took about 10 hours, but that's no problem. We got here. And now we're in Florida. We're going to answer all your K1 visa questions. Today is January 6th, 2024. And Karina has been in the United States for, let me see, 3 days. Karina's been in the United States for 3 days. And Dina Ali says, Karina's in Florida. Welcome. So happy for you guys. Okay, Dina, we got to get your beneficiary into the United States. So it took a long time. But what did we tell you guys? What do we always say to you guys? Patience, 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 right? So Karina today, she spent the most of the day organizing her kitchen. It's Karina's cocina, so she went in there and organized it for her. So now I don't know where anything is, but Karina knows where it is. Francois Livingstone, good evening, Diego and Karina. Francois and Dina says, you're so sweet, Diego. So happy for you guys. I'm just here. I'm here. I did all the paperwork, and Karina did all the waiting. Dina, with your help, we can do it. Absolutely. We're going to get you over the finish line into the United States for your beneficiary. Okay, I'm going to keep remembering the camera's over here. In Colombia, the camera was over here, and then it was up here. Now it's over here. Dina, how cute. Isabella Henriquez. Hola, hola Isabella, ¿cómo estás? Isabella, tu bien, tu dia bien, no, relaja. JD, hi, how are you? Congratulations, Diego and Karina. Well, thanks. Thank you, JD. It was a long slog. 600 and something days, 626 days, I think it was. PB, PB, you got married to your beautiful beneficiary, your beautiful prometida from the Philippines. You got married, and now here you are throwing a super chat our way for Mountain Dew. And we appreciate that. And you don't have to do that because we know that you're done with the process. So you jumped on the live stream just to throw a Mountain Dew super chat our way. And thank you. Guess what? Karina's already been to Walmart. She knows Walmart. She learned Walmart. The next thing she's going to learn is Publix. Okay? And then she's going to see the price differences. Francois Livingston. It's snowing here. Expecting about 7 inches. That's why we live in Florida. So we don't have to put up with snow. You know, I can look at snow all day long on the internet on my cell phone, but I don't have to walk out into it. But some people like snow, okay? We got no problem with snow. If you like snow, we're glad. Mr. Nahas, our friend from Iraq. Hi, Diego and Karina. Congratulations and welcome to the USA. Bienvenidos, Estados Unidos. PB, thanks for that super chat, okay? Now, you're a married man, so now your wife's going to be asking you, what are you spending money on YouTube for? Why are you spending money on YouTube? No. Isabella Enriquez, no. Okay. Edward Tubman Jr., you're looking good together. One love, uno amore. Yeah, absolutely. We've been together a long time. I spent a lot of time in Colombia. I'm glad to be in America. Oof, man, it was such a wait. You know, I couldn't stand being up in the mountains. I love Colombia, but the mountains were killing me. Francois Livingston, I keep forgetting to say congratulations. Francois, you're good. We know. We're going to get you through this visa process. And you're a beneficiary. Your future husband is in Abu Dhabi, right? But he's from where? He's from Morocco. Dina Ali, Diego, my friend, fill out the I-134 with black pen, and he only gave me 1040 W2, and he marker. He marked, I do not intend to. Is that okay? Doesn't intend to what? Dina, you can fill out the I-134 in black ink pen as long as the immigration officer can read it. If he or she cannot read it, it's going to get rejected and you're going to have to redo it. Make sure that you can read the information on the form. That's all. And he marked does not intend to. No, that's not okay. That is not okay. Dina, you fill out the I-134 and you check the block. You intend to provide support for your beneficiary. The I-134 is all about the sponsor, not the beneficiary. When I filled out the I-134, gave it to Karina, I said, I intend to support you 100%. Give you a place to live, food on the table, pay your medical bills, 100% of everything. I intended to do that, and I am doing that. That's what the I-134 is. If you check, I do not intend to support your beneficiary, immigration is going to deny your visa. So you need to fix that. It's not okay, Dina. Pete B, but you helped us so much. Well, we're glad, Pete. We are glad. And you got your beautiful Filipino bride to the United States, and you got married, and you're in Minnesota, right? You're up in Minnesota where it's cold all the time. And Mosquito Guy is in the house. When's the wedding day? That would be January 14th, which is next Sunday on Navarre Beach. We already got it ready, get ready to go. No, January 14th. And my brother, if he's watching, he's going to make a video of the wedding for you guys. Let me see. Dina, you need to fix that I-134. If you check, I do not intend to support my beneficiary, there's a big problem there. Edward Tubman Jr. looking good together. And for Edward's in Liberia. Francois Livingston, yes, he is in Abu Dhabi. That's good. Bud Garcia, hello, Karina and Diego from Washington State. How does Karina like the USA? Mi amor, ¿te gusta Estados Unidos?
Por ahora sí.
She says yes. She likes, right now, she likes the USA. Okay? She loves it here. She's mad because she hasn't seen the beach yet. We drove from Miami to Jacksonville, then across to avoid all those stupid tolls. And she hasn't seen the beach. And she looked at the map of Florida. She goes, why haven't I seen the beach yet? The beach is right here. Why haven't I seen it? On Tuesday, I'm going to take her to the beach. Vanessa Tape, hi Diego, congratulations. Thank you, Vanessa. And Jesus Carino, hey Diego, wow. I am very happy for you, Karina.
¿Cómo me siento? Bien.
And ¿cómo te sientes?
Bien, bien. Excelente.
Jeff Mantalk, hello Diego. What's going on, Jeff? And Dina, but I don't work. My friend sponsored him and he marked the second box. Okay. Dina, when you fill out the I-134, you're going to check, you're going to give full support. Even though you don't work, you're still going to put a roof over his head, right? And your joint sponsor is going to check, I intend to give full support, right? You both are going to fill out the form and let immigration decide which one to take. Okay? So if your joint sponsor said he's going to give full support, that's good. But you need to do that also. Vanessa Tate, we got NOA2 December 4th, 2023. Okay. Still haven't received hard copy approved letter in the mail. You should have got it already. We did the request and even called California Service Center, but nothing yet. We don't know what else. File a Freedom of Information Act request for your NOA2 letter. The NOA2 letter's got your alien registration number on it. Okay. For the beneficiary, you got to get the alien registration number for the when you file for the green card, when you fill out the I-134. If immigration is not giving you that NOA2 letter, file a Freedom of Information request for that letter, and then they have to get it to you. So that's what you can do, Vanessa. Okay. Jesus Carino, I'm still waiting for my approved NOA2. Okay, hang in there. Don't be. What's with the tears? You're almost there. Okay, you're almost there. We were where you were at. We've been in your shoes. But look, Karina's right here. Okay, Just be patient. Bud Garcia, congratulations on your arrival. Bud Garcia, benedictions to aquí. Melba Carrasquillo, buenas noches, Diego y Karina. Buenas noches, Melba. ¿Cómo estás? Bill Smith, Diego, K1 visa with Filipino fiance. She has embassy appointment. How long after does the visa arrive? Takes about 8 days, 10 days, 7 to 10 days, right in there for the Philippines. Dina Ali, but they ask him, how much are you giving him money and for how long? Absolutely. It's full support for eternity. Okay? Until the beneficiary becomes a U.S. citizen. When the beneficiary becomes a U.S. citizen or has worked for 10 years and gains like 40 Social Security Administration credits, then the joint sponsor is no longer responsible. Dina. So you understand that, Dina, right? Melba, Diego, now what's next after your wedding? Then we're going to file for the green card. Once we get married, now, when Karina checked in with immigration at the Border Patrol in Miami, they filled out a little card and put it in her passport, which was the I-94. I was surprised that they did that, because in the past I had to go online and look up the I-94. But this time around, they took her passport, they filled out a card, stapled it to her passport, filled out her entry date, her I-94 number, the day she arrived, and the expiration date of her I-94. Her I-94 is good for 90 days. So we got to get married like in 90 days. So January 14th, we're getting married on the beach by Captain Bill. And we mailed out the wedding invitations today. We went to the post office, and Karina, she put them together. She put these little bows and all. It's all pretty, and we mailed them. Let me see, Vanessa. How do I go about the Freedom of Information request? You can do it on the go to the USCIS website, or go to where you created an account. You created an account where you put in your receipt number, right? And you got some choices in there. You can change your address. You can correct an error on the NOA2 letter or whatever. You can go in there and look for FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, or Google USCIS FOIA, and it will take you to the website. Okay, and then say, hey, I need my NOA2 letter. Where is it? And then the FOIA will generate it for you, and they'll send it to you. Kusama Legrari, hello, hello. Case is ready. 2 months, and we're waiting for interview, because in Morocco you can't schedule your own interview. Like I said, every embassy is different. How much it takes you to get interview? Thank you. How long does it take to get an interview? 2 to 4 months in Morocco. Okay, just be patient. You have reached it to this far. You've made it this far. Just be patient, and you will get it scheduled for you. Ranika Kendo, congratulations, Diego and Karina. Well, thank you, Ranika. And K Messenger, greetings from the town in Mexico I cannot pronounce. Felicidades de Hagado de Flor de Mucho Trabajo y Fe.
Gracias.
I have a question. How long was Karina's interaction with the Border Patrol agent? What was it like? It was okay. We landed in Miami. The plane landed in Miami. Karina was kind of nodding off, and the cat was on her feet. And we got up. We got off the plane. We deplaned. And then we went to the U.S. immigration line, the U.S. citizenship line. Remember, when I accompanied Karina from Bogota to Miami, we went into the U.S. citizenship line, and we both went together. I gave my passport and Karina's passport to the Border Patrol officer, and I said, look, we are in a K1 visa process. We're checking in right here. And he said, well, congratulations. He asked me a few questions. How long was I in Colombia? I told him about 2.5 months. He said, why was I in Colombia? I was helping Karina with her K1 visa. He said, okay. Then he got on the phone and he called somebody who came over to us by the check-in point at the Border Patrol. and they took us to a room, like a big room, with all these like at the end, it's kind of like going into a checkout. And I sat down, and I got more questions than Karina did. They took us in this room, they closed the door, and we couldn't use our cell phone. You cannot take pictures, you cannot use your cell phone or anything like that. And the first thing I asked for, where's the bathroom? Dude, my suitcase is going around on a carousel somewhere, and I'm sitting in here in this immigration lockdown, and where's the bathroom? So I went and used the bathroom, came back, and we waited for about 10 minutes. And then Karina's name was called, Karina, that she went up to the window, and he asked her a few questions in Spanish. And then he asked me, because this was my second K1 visa, he said, hey, this is showing up as another person in here. Who's this person? I said, that person we're divorced. That person's long gone 7 years ago. He said, okay, why'd they put it in your package? I said, I don't know. It's got no bearing on what we're doing. He said, yeah, you're right. So he just tossed that aside. And it took about 15 or 20 minutes, and then we were done. They asked me more questions than Karina. They said, hey, where do you live at? I said, I gave him my address. He goes, okay, that's right. And then he said, who's this other person? I said, that was from 7 years ago. He said, oh, why is it in your visa package? I don't know. Ask the embassy in Bogota. So he threw that out, and then he got Karina's passport, and he stamped it. Then he got a little card, and he stapled it into her passport, and he wrote, this was the form I-94, which was the face-to-face visa interview, the green card interview, basically saying that she did a face-to-face with an immigration officer, border patrol officer. And then when I fill out the form I-865 to go for the green card, they're going to ask me in the form I-865, did you get a form I-94? Yes. What's the number for the I-94? This is the number. What's the name in the I-94? This is the name. Okay? Took 20 minutes. Then we left out of there, and our suitcase was waiting all by itself by the carousel. Everybody else had gone, left. There's our suitcase sitting there all by itself. We took the suitcase, and the wheel broke. So I'm dragging the suitcase through Miami airport looking for our rental car, and the wheel broke. So we got to the rental car. We threw all the suitcases in the rental car, and then we left Miami, and we drove here to near Pensacola. I did get lost in Miami. I couldn't find I-95. Couldn't find it. I'm like, how can you not find this interstate? And then Karina gets on my phone. She does the GPS, and she says, you need to go this way. I said, okay. And we found I-95. Let me see. So it was about 20 minutes with the Border Patrol, and it was easy. It was easy. They were very, very nice, very kind, very welcoming, okay? And I was joking about my first K1 visa. I was joking about it. I said, yeah, she didn't like the weather. She didn't like the hurricanes. She didn't like the clothes. She didn't like the food. And they were all cracking up. All the Border Patrol agents were cracking up, laughing. And Karina was laughing too. Oh, Johnson M. Wow, look at that super chat, man. You and Pete B, I tell you, we're going to be stocking up on Mountain Dew. Karina loves Mountain Dew. She's never had Mountain Dew in her life until the day before yesterday. Okay? So I got to check the fridge to see if I got any left. I'm kidding. Let me see. Vanessa, thank you so much, Diego. Yeah, Vanessa, just Google FOIA USCIS, and it will take you to a process on how you can start the process. Okay. If you can't get your NOA2 letter, the FOIA is the way to do it. And everybody's asking, where's Tokyo? He's right here asleep. The cat is sleeping right here under my feet. April Flower. Hello, it's been 15 days since I received my NOA2. Should I send an inquiry for the case number? No, it's only been 15 days. Wait at least 30, 40 days. Okay. Things are speeding up, April Flower. Things are getting faster and faster, but you got to give it time. Give them time to process it. JD, are we invited to in your marriage, Diego? I'm gonna make a video, JD. Well, I'm not. My brother said he will make a video, and we will make a video for you guys so you can all see our wedding on Navarre Beach. Bud Garcia, you missed my question. Well, what was your question, Bud? Let me see here. I don't want to miss it. Bud Garcia, I'm looking. Where is it? Congratulations. You said congratulations on our arrival. My NOA2 was on the 19th of October 2023. I did an inquiry, and the NVC said that USCIS has not sent my package to them. What should we do? Okay, USCIS ships out packages, the K1 visas to the NVC once a week, okay? And they send them in big crates. So if yours has not yet left USCIS Service Center, it will leave. USCIS does not like collecting K1 visa packages. They want to get them out of there and off to the NVC. So just be patient, bud, and your visa will go to the National Visa Center. I promise you, it will get there. Let me see. Magley, hello, Diego, and congratulations to you both. You did it. We did it. You all did it. You're going to do it too. You're going to get your visas. Okay, you're going to get them. You're going to get through this process. And once you get to the United States, the process isn't over. I spent a couple of hours here getting paperwork together for the green card stuff. Okay, so it's never over until Karina's a U.S. citizen. When Karina's a U.S. citizen, then it's over. But for right now, the paperwork continues, and I will make a video on our adjustment of status paperwork so you guys can learn how to do the green card application. Remember, the I-94 is critical in the green card process because that's proof that you spoke with a Border Patrol officer face to face and he or she gave you permission to enter the country at the airport or wherever, at the frontier. Let me see. Magley, we received our NOA2 on December 18th. Okay. No welcome letter yet. No, it's still kind of early. And I was wondering if my fiance can already ask for his W-2s and 1040s to the IRS. Yes, you can get those now. Get the 2022 tax return, tax transcripts, W-2s, and all that. Get it together. You're going to need it for the green card. Okay, you're going to need it for the embassy interview. So get that stuff. Kusami Legrari, Diego, congratulations. Well, thanks, Kusama. Magley, or is it too soon to gather all the papers? No, get it done. Get them done. Get those papers and start getting that stuff together. Fill out the I-134, the Declaration of Financial Support. Get that done. April Flower to Dina, did your fiance transfer his case to Baghdad to Abu Dhabi? Yes, that's exactly what happened. I'm asking this because we are from Iraq. April Flower, yes. Dina transferred her case from Iraq, from Baghdad to Abu Dhabi. And I helped to do it. And I explained to her how to do it. Johnson M., thank you for that super chat, Johnson. And Jose Opelena Ramirez, thank you for that super chat. It just popped up. I just saw it. Thank you, Jose. We're going to be good. The super chats we got in Bogota, we used it for gas. It cost me $80 to drive from Miami to here in Pensacola, close to Pensacola, one way. So that was pretty good. The gas prices weren't too bad. So thank you, Jose, for that super chat. We appreciate you. Mr. Najas, my fiance and I will be in the USA together on February. Wish us luck. You got it. You've got this, Mr. Najas. KJB, hey Diego, I got a ready status yesterday. What do I do now? Well, now you're going to wait for the packet 3, packet 4 email. You're going to wait for the email from the embassy, whatever country it is, to give you the directions on how to pay the visa fee, how to schedule the visa interview, and the biometrics. Okay? Johnson M., thank you for your insight, Diego. Everyone, please support Diego by hitting the like and shouting his short ads, watching the short ads. Yeah, I don't put the ads in here, guys. The advertisements, that's done by YouTube. I get to set up this process for free. I get to use all this technology for free. I get to create this live stream for you guys for free. And YouTube pays for the service by running commercials. K Messenger, does Tokyo like the food and weather? Think he'll stick it out? Yeah, he's stuffing his face. He stuffs. I mean, he eats more now than when he was in Colombia. I mean, he's turning into a little piglet. And Jose, thank you for the super chat. Johnson and MPB, thank you. K Messenger, what documents were returned from the package submitted to the Border Patrol officer? Nothing. They took everything. Every single document that was in those packages sealed by immigration at the embassy, they took. And I was glad because it was heavy. And Karina was carrying this green bag with all this stuff in it. And she's like walking through the airport in Miami. And I'm dragging a suitcase and there's a cat. We got the cat. And immigration, they took everything. And Karina said, thank you. Gracias. Thank you, Mr. Border Patrol officer. He said, what are you thanking me for? He said, because you took everything. I didn't want to have to carry that stuff anymore. And he started laughing. So K Messenger, they took everything in the yellow packages. Francois Livingston, about almost 6 months now. Yeah, Francois. But who's counting days? Don't do that. Don't count days. Don't do that. I have put together a phone log of all the phone calls between myself and my fiance. I took screenshots of when we started chatting in early 2022. That's good. Keep that evidence, okay? I've got 10 months worth of receipts. When I lived in Colombia with Karina for 10, 11 months in 2022. And I kept the receipt from going to the supermarket, from taking her to dinner, from whatever we did. And that's going in the green card package. That's a good job, Francois. Bud Garcia, how much longer do you think it will take for me and my fiance to be together in the USA? Isn't your fiance in Thailand, Bud? I think she's in Thailand, right? And they're processing K1 visas pretty quickly. They're doing a pretty good job. Shouldn't take long. Once you get the interview scheduled and everything, you'll be good. Thomas Besant, hello, shipmate. I'm so happy for you and Karina. My fiance interview was on the 29th of January. That's good. I will be married then. She'll be Mrs. Diego. Right by then. When should I book my flight to be there when she's approved in Manila? So she's going to be on the interview on the 29th of January. So what I would do is I would book your flight for the 30th of January, just to make sure there's nothing, there's no delay. Because I scheduled Karina's visa interview for November 16th, 2023 in Bogota, Colombia. And then she got a 221G hold on the Interpol certificate. So, but I was already in Colombia, so it didn't affect me at all. I could stay there another month, let me see, I had another 2 months on my tourist visa. So I had to scramble to get that Interpol police certificate. And we got it within 3 weeks. But what I would do is wait until after the visa interview and fly out the day after. And then she can wait a couple of days for you while you fly. It takes, 2 days to get there? Let me see. I don't want to miss anybody because it's important. These questions are very important. Magley, do you think the MVC process is speeding up? Yeah, it is. I know it took around 90 days a few months ago, but I've heard some people getting it earlier than that. Yeah, it's at 60, 65 days. It's getting quicker for the MVC also. The whole process is speeding up, guys. The whole process, okay? When I filed the K1 visa back in 2022, it was like at the tail end of the COVID. So it was like for us, it was 21 months almost. But now in 2024, people filing for the K1 visas now will probably get them all wrapped up, turned around, and back in your hand in the passport 12 to 13 months, not in 20, 21 months. Yeah, but she's in Thailand, right? Yeah, and she'll get her visa. She'll get it. You'll get it done quick. She should be here by February. Natasha, hey Diego, my fiance visa was denied. It was sent back to USCIS, and we were told they aren't going to tell us why. What should we do now? I'm thinking of going to visit and marry him and file CR1. Natasha, if your K1 visa was denied at the embassy interview and they won't tell you, you can file an FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, on your case and ask for the reason. They got to tell you why. They're not telling you why. That's just total unprofessional. Okay, if I tell the cat Tokyo, don't do that, I'll tell him why he shouldn't do that. Immigration should tell you. But you can get married and file a CR1 spousal visa, and you'll be good to go. That's the way to do it. If your K1 doesn't, if you don't make it through the K1, get married and then refile for the spousal visa. Okay. But you can find out what happened through an FOIA, Freedom of Information Act request. So I don't know what happened there, Natasha. I'm sorry your fiance's visa was denied, but there's a reason. Immigration just don't block stuff for no reason. You got to find out what it was. Jose Apolinar Ramirez. Congratulations, Diego. Thank you. And Karina. Karina, welcome to the USA.
Gracias.
The best country in the world. Yeah.
Sí,
Yes.
sí.
She agrees with you. She landed in Miami and she's like, wow, this is great. She loved it there. We were only there for an hour. We were there for an hour because I got lost. I couldn't find the interstate. Who couldn't? I mean, seriously. That means no signs. You're in Miami. You're in Miami. There are no signs to the interstate. You just got to know where it is. So Natasha, go ahead and get married. Fly to his home country. Get married. Get all your evidence back together. Collect all your evidence. Keep your boarding passes and everything, and file the CR1 visa. And it's going to get processed much quicker now. You're not going to be waiting for 2 years. Okay? It's not going to be a 2-year wait. All right? And I'm sorry that happened. Let me see. Jose, congratulations, Diego. Welcome to the USA. My fiance, Juliana, and I arrived in New York City on December 31. Right before New Year's. We are getting married this Monday. Well, congratulations. Matrimonio en lunes. This Monday, that's a great day. And keep all the evidence of your wedding. Get lots of pictures of your wedding. Keep the receipts. Take your new wife to eat. Keep the receipt for the dinner date. And put all that in your green card application, okay? KJB, I got ready status yesterday. What can I do now? You're gonna wait now for the embassy to contact you to process the K1 visa, or you can email the embassy. Go ahead and email the embassy and check in. Say, hey, I got my ready status. This is my case number. This is my receipt number. This is my beneficiary's full name, date of birth, and passport number. What do I do? And the embassy will give you directions. KJB, you got it? Myra Sanchez. Myra.
Hola, amiga.
¿Te recuerdas, Myra?
Claro, sí.
Saludos. Was it face-to-face con Myra?
Mayra es la despedida de soltero.
Syria.
Te recuerdo.
Okay, very good. There we go. April Flower. Diego, if you can please explain how to transfer a case from Baghdad to Abu Dhabi in the future, I really appreciate all that you do to help us all. Okay, April, here's what you do. You send an email, an inquiry to the National Visa Center, identify your whole case, your full name, beneficiary's full name, passport number, location, date of birth, receipt number from the NOA2 letter, everything. Identify and explain that the embassy in Baghdad is closed for K1 visa processing. Could you please transfer our case to Abu Dhabi? That's how you do it. You do it through an MVC inquiry, but you got to explain why. You can't just say, well, I just want to transfer my case because I want to have a vacation in Spain, So let's do the visa interview in Spain. It doesn't work that way. You're in Baghdad. The embassy in Iraq is not working. They're not doing K1 visas. Explain that, and the MVC will ship it to Abu Dhabi for you. Okay, you got it? Tress and Gordon, welcome to Florida, Karina.
Yes.
Buenos. Thank you, Tress and Gordon. K Messenger, what documents and paperwork was needed for Tokyo? We have a dog and a cat. Thank you guys for all your efforts, and you look great in Florida. Karina, look at that. She got a suntan already. Look at that suntan. I'm kidding you more. Okay. What documents? Well, for a dog, I don't know. For a cat, okay, you got to have proof of vaccinations. You got to have a vet do a medical exam on the cat. We went to downtown Bogota, and the vet in Bogota, veterinary, there did a physical, stuck a chip in Tokyo's neck with whatever, put a chip here with our home address here in Florida, where we live, put a chip on his neck, and then the lady got a scanner and checked the scanner, and it showed a number, whatever. And then when we got to Miami, the immigration officer, the border patrol officer, we came out of the border patrol. We came out of the face-to-face meeting with the border patrol officer, and the lady was standing there. She goes, "Oh, you got a cat?" Yeah. What kind of cat is it? It's a Colombian cat. It's Colombian. It's a Colombian cat. Seriously. I said, yeah, it's Colombian. Speaks fluent Spanish. She went, huh? I said, yeah. You got to speak to Tokyo in Spanish. You don't speak English. She goes, what? She said, I need to see his documents. So Karina pulled out of her little maleta, her bag, Tokyo's vaccination documents, his physical, where he had a physical with like a welfare check, a well baby check, I guess you call it. That was all documented, and she didn't even read it, but she was looking at it like, I'm Miss Border Patrol Agent of the Year, and I'm going to hold you up for 2 more minutes while I check your cat out. She's just being a member of Border Patrol that basically gives the Border Patrol a bad name, because the cat was already checked in with the Border Patrol officer when we got the K1 visa I-94 checked in. He already checked all that paperwork. But we had to go through it again. And I told the lady, you got to talk to the cat in Spanish because he won't understand you. I was being facetious, obviously. So she opened up the paperwork and she closed it. She goes, okay, you're good. I said, I know we're good. We're good. We know already we're good. And Tokyo knows he's good too. But for a dog, I don't know. For a dog, it's a little bit more stricter because of rabies and things like that. But the cat was easy. Let me see. Thomas Besant. Aisha, mate, you forgot to answer my question. You forgot the question. Answer my question. Where is it, Thomas? Let me see. Let me find it, man. I gotta find. Karina, how does this thing work? Karina controls the computer. Okay, Aisha, where is it? Where's your question? I'm looking. That's probably Ariba. I don't see the question, man. Where is your question? I'm going all the way to the top, and I don't see it. It's not there. It didn't pop up. So, abajo, mi amor. No siento. No, I can't. I don't see it. If I saw the question, I would have read it. Okay? I don't see it. So let's see. Send it to me again, okay? So I can answer it for you. So, April, do you understand how to do the transfer from Baghdad to Abu Dhabi? And let me see here. Magali, thank you, Diego, for all the information you give us, especially since it's free. That's the best part about this channel, right? Everything's free. It's good, right? You could pay an immigration attorney $4,000 and $100 an hour to do what I do for free. You can't beat that. And Mickey, thank you for that super chat. Mickey, #1. Congratulations, Diego and Karina. Looking forward to your wedding. We will make a video of the wedding, Mickey. Now, I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't work for USCIS. I don't give you any legal advice. None, 0, 0. but I've been through this twice successfully. And Karina is my eternal companion, my wife to be soon next week. And I'm not going to go through this process again. This is it. Karina said, this is it. So it's for eternity, guys. And but we're going to keep doing the live stream for you, because this is like 9 years of immigration hell that I've been through. 9 years of immigration torture. Okay, wading through the mud of immigration, pulling all the knives out of my back from immigration. But here's the success of our persistence and hard work. So I'm going to share all this knowledge I got up in my head after 9 years of K1 visas, spousal visas, and K2 visas, and give it to you for free. Can't beat it, right? And Mickey, thanks for that super chat. Let me see. Natasha, thank you, Diego. That makes me feel so much better to hear. It won't take long. Congrats to the both of you, by the way. No, Natasha, it's good. It's not going to take long. You can repeat the I went through the K1, then I went through the spousal, then I went through the K1, and here's Karina, and we're getting married next week. And you all invited to the wedding. So we're going to make a video. That's the only way I can think about letting you see it, is by having a video. JD, Diego, after getting 2-year green card, can I travel to Canada for a week on vacation? Yes, with my wife, certainly. If then, how long not to travel that you suggested? I recommend, once you get your 2-year green card, don't go anywhere. Stay in America, because the goal is to get U.S. citizenship, become an American. Karina's going to become Americanized. I've already started getting her Americanized. She's already drinking Mountain Dew. So you can't beat it, right? You can't beat. She's drinking Mountain Dew. She's an American. But I got my Venezuelan hat on, okay, in support of her family who are in Venezuela. Wait 2 years before you travel, because if you travel right away, when you go for U.S. citizenship, they're going to interrogate you. Why did you leave the country? You just got here. Well, I went on vacation. Why? You were just there. Why you got to go back? Do you really want to live in America, or did you just want to get a green card? Think about it. Okay. Karina is not going anywhere except around the United States with me until she becomes a citizen. Then we're going to travel on a U.S. passport, but we're not going to travel on a green card. We're just not going to do it. We're not going to do it. That's just us, okay? That's us. You may want to travel, but when Karina goes in front of her immigration officer for her U.S. citizenship, and the immigration officer says, how long, what is your continual residence in the United States? She's going to say, I've never left the United States since I got here. Check. Boom. You understand what I'm saying, right? Magley, thank you, Diego, for the information. It's so valuable, and it gives people hope and positivity. Yeah, guys, we've helped probably, I don't know, I've helped so many people get their green cards, get their K1 visas, and it didn't cost them. You know, there's one person, they started watching the channel a year ago. They already have their green card. And he said if it wasn't for the channel, this is your channel for you guys, he would have had to pay an immigration attorney like $3,000 or $4,000. He didn't. He watched the videos, and he learned how to do it. You guys are smart. You're intelligent. You're intelligent people. You know how to learn to do things. You know, people that hire immigration attorneys, you know, they may be just too busy to do the paperwork. They may be just too busy to do it. Don't have the time to do it. Working 80 hours a week trying to make a living. They don't have the time. But if you have the time and the patience, do it yourself. Don't pay somebody to do it. Do it yourself. So, and in regards to travel on a 2-year green card, I don't recommend you travel on a 2-year green card. Wait till you get your 10-year green card if you really must travel. Okay? It's to help you guys in the future when you go for citizenship. History Blitz. Congrats, Karina and Diego. Thank you, History Blitz. Welcome, Margarita time. Ahora tiempo para Margarita. Oof. April Flower, thank you. Should I send them an inquiry now? Do it right today or after they send the case number. No. April Flower, today. To send an inquiry to the MVC. You know how to do an MVC inquiry, right? Send them an MVC inquiry and say, look, my case is in Baghdad, Iraq. I don't want it to go. They're not processing visas. Send it to Abu Dhabi, please. Just like we did with Dina. They'll help you. If you're in Syria, if you're in Iraq, if you're in Venezuela, those countries they're not friendly to us, to America. I got no problem with Iraq. We love Iraqi people. I got no problem with Iraq. I got no problem with the people of Venezuela. I got no problem with anybody. It's the governments I don't like. Governments that suck, right? The governments that create all these problems for everybody, like in Russia. You got these beautiful Russians trying to get K1 visas. Now they can't get them in Russia. They got to go to Poland or to some other country. It's crazy. Why? Because of the government. The governments create these problems. Let me see. Magley, it feels like torture, but it's so worth it in the end to be with the one and only. Yeah, it was torture for us, guys. It was torture for me. I had to survive at 10,000 feet above sea level in the mountains of Colombia. Losing paychecks. Cost me a lot of money. But money's not important. What's important is being with your loved one. Okay? Next week, we're going to be married. Let's see. Renes received the RFE December 18th. Okay, don't worry about it. Due to not ticking the correct box on page 9, criminal part. Yeah. Lots of people make that mistake. You're not the first person. And what happens is it slows your case down just a couple of weeks. But don't worry, you're going to get your NOA2 letter. It's just administrative error. Amina Chowdhury, we got email from BCC that they didn't send our application to Pakistan embassy because they are not resuming K1 visas. What should we do? Well, we got an email from there. Where are they sending it? If they're not going to send it to Pakistan embassy, then because they are not resuming K1 visas, you need to get a different embassy. Go to a different country. Tell the embassy you want to send it to another country. I can't tell you what country. You need to figure that out. But you got to keep this process moving. Ren S wanted to know how long will USCIS will take to look at. They received 9 days after, then sent me an RFE. It takes about 2 to 3 weeks to process an RFE. Amina, the MVC said, okay, so the National Visa Center said, not the BCC. I'm like, what the heck is a BCC? Okay, we'll email the National Visa Center in an inquiry and say, look, if Pakistan are not processing K1 visas, send my K1 visa to a country that is processing K1 visas. Okay? You got to get it done. India, Mumbai, send it to Mumbai. What countries are close to Pakistan that your beneficiary can go to complete this visa process? JD, thank you so much, Diego. No problem, JD. Renes, page 9, criminal part. I didn't tick 2 questions, rather put NA as I have no criminal record. But that calls the RFE. Yeah, that's okay. It's an administrative. The I-129F form is not user friendly sometimes. Okay. How long for USCIS? How long for Ren S? How long for what at USCIS? It's like 9 to 10 months now for NOA1 to NOA2. It's pretty quick. Twan Benson, welcome to the USA, Karina. And congrats to both of you. Now we can enjoy Florida snow in Miami. Rain. Joviendo. Yeah, I drove from Jacksonville to, I would say, Crestview in the northern part of Florida in the rain. Non-stop rain. I'm driving 55 on I-10 in the rainstorm. Renes, it's such a small issue with that RFE. Yeah, it's a small issue. You got it. It's no big deal. You just didn't check the box right. But immigration cannot process the paperwork unless it's done right. Okay, it's because it's a legal document that can go to a federal court if it, if you wanted to sue somebody. So everything's got to be exactly correct. Christopher Stout, Form I-140 and most Form I-29 petitions. Yeah, the price has gone up on the I-140. Now the I-129 petition, I don't think the K-1 visa price went up, but the I-129 form is used for other things besides the K-1. So yeah, it's getting expensive. Keeping up with Irene. Hello, Diego and Karina. Hope you are doing great today. Just a quick question. When is the best time to file for K2 for my kids after NOA 2? Well, when you file the K1 visa, okay, when you fill out the I-129F, that is when you file for the K2 at the same time. You got the I-129F form. On there, it's going to ask you, are any children going to be included on this? You're going to put the kids' names. That creates a derivative K2 automatically. So you don't file for a K2 separately. Okay? You file the K1 visa. You put the kids' names down in the paperwork on the I-129F. That creates an automatic K2 derivative. The names don't show up on the NOA 2 letter. The children's names do not show up on the NOA 1 or the NOA 2 letter. They are derivatives. But when you go to the visa interview, you bring the children with you and they will get a K2 visa put in their passport. You don't file separately for kids. You file all-inclusive when you file the I-129F. Okay? Very, very important. You got kids, your beneficiary's got a child. Okay? Whether in the Philippines, our beautiful friends in the Philippines, in India, the beautiful friends in India, in Colombia, wherever you guys are at. If you got kids, you include them on the I-129F. Immigration will process the K2 for the kids behind the scenes. You just don't see it on the paperwork until you go to the embassy. Okay? Ren S, I wanted a full year just to get USAS to look at my I-129. Yeah, I understand. Some people get worse RFEs. They do. Some people get RFEs because they didn't meet each other face-to-face in person. They forgot to sign the paperwork. They forgot to sign the I-129F. You can make some stupid mistakes on that form. So before you send in your K-1 visa package to immigration, to the lockbox, go over the forms carefully, at least 10 times. Go over it 3 times one day, 3 times another day, and 3 times another day. Make sure there's no typos. Make sure you didn't spell the person's name incorrectly. You didn't transpose the date of birth. You didn't mix up the passport numbers. You didn't change a 6 to a 9, a 9 to a 6. Look at everything very, very carefully. You got it? It took Ren S 1 minute to fix his RFE. So 1 minute of not checking the box cost you 3 or 4 more weeks of time. But that's all right. You got it mailed back, and it's in process. Xenosis Light Infantry. I got an intent to deny letter after 9 months. Apparently, they want a whole bunch of stuff I didn't include. They gave me 30 days. Well, if you send in a K-1 visa package without hardly anything in it, you're going to get an intent to deny letter. Okay? An intent to deny letter means you submitted a K-1 visa package with probably just an I-129F, and that's it. You didn't put a divorce decree in there. You didn't do any of that stuff. You can't do that. You got to watch my video I made for you guys on how to fill out a K-1 visa package. Francois Livingston, look at that super chat. Appreciate both of you and your time and advice. Now, Francois, in New York, it's snowing. We promised you, right? We promised you when I got Karina to the United States, this was 8 months ago, we weren't going to abandon you guys. We're going to continue doing the live streams, right? This information is important. I got a lot of stuff up here that I need to give to you guys for free. And we appreciate the super chats because, it helps, it shows that you guys appreciate what we do. And Karina's here in Florida. her K1 visa, her I-94. I was spending she was in the kitchen organizing her kitchen. It's not my kitchen. It's Karina's kitchen. And everything was disorganized. You know, I'm a guy, right? I don't know how to organize stuff. She went and just totally cleaned the kitchen from top to bottom and reorganized everything. It's her kitchen. I'm not going in there unless I ask permission. But we appreciate the super chats. We do. So Zionosa, light infantry. If you submitted your K1 visa package with nothing in it except the I-129F form, immigration is going to get mad at you, but they gave you a break. They didn't just deny it. They gave you a break, and they said, you got 30 days to get all this stuff to us. Get it to them, and then your visa will continue. Mickey Chihuahua. Thank you, Diego. Learned much from your videos. That's good. And from Manila. We love Manila. Our friends in Manila. Also, K1 visa holder. I arrived and married November 2023. Good. Here in Sarasota. Okay. Sent out my adjustment of status after Christmas. Now praying day and night. You get your green card, Mickey. Put together a great K1, a fantastic green card package. I mean, I got a stack of stuff like this for Karina. They're going to be spending all day looking through my green card application. So good job. Ted, the Colonel. Hello, Diego. Colonel here. What's going on, Colonel Ted? Wondering my fiance wants to keep her name and not mine. Well, she can. Will this make green card process difficult? No, it won't. Or is it okay she keeps her name? I'm okay if she does. No, there's no problem. She can keep her maiden name if she wants to. It just, you know, when it comes to becoming a U.S. citizen, that's when they're going to be questioning it. It's not going to hurt you getting a 2-year green card. It's not going to hurt her getting a 10-year green card. Not going to be a problem. Green card all the way without a name change. But when it comes to becoming a citizen, they're going to be asking, why didn't you change your name to your husband's name? You know, it's just a question that you should be ready to be able to answer. And that's it. It's not going to hurt, Colonel, it's not going to hurt your green card process at all. Christopher, thank you for explaining. No problem. Please explain to me about her of Discover Florida within city limits. Does she like it there? Yeah. Christopher, Karina, she's been to Walmart. We went to the post office today. We mailed out the wedding invitations today. And Karina is watching me. She's watching me drive. She goes, okay, that's drive. That's neutral. That's reverse. So she's watching me. And she's learning the Pueblo. She's learning the area. So we're driving down the road. And I said, which way do we go? Left or right? Izquierda or derecho? And Karina's like, derecho, right. I said, yeah, you got it right. She goes, no, I didn't know. I just guessed. I said, but it was a good guess. It was a 50-50 shot, right? But she's learning her way around. Yes. Christopher, does she get homesick? To Estrano to Bogota. No, she's not. No, she doesn't miss it. No, she's good. No homesickness. Keeping up with Irene. Oh, wow. Thanks a lot. Okay. I did that already. Good. I submitted their names and passports, photographs with mine, and also front page passports. Yes. With mine. I'm glad to hear that from Diego. Yeah. We're going to file the green card for the green card. I'll probably file for it. I don't know. Probably the first week, probably in March, right before the 90 days expires. April 1st is when the 90 days expires. So I'll file for it in March. So I want to put together a strong green card package. I mean, strong. And I'll make a video on how to file for a green card. I'll make a video on how we file for our green card, or Karina's green card. And then you have an idea of how to do it. Keeping up with Irene, I really thought I was going to do another separate one for them. Thanks a lot, Diego. You're good. Now remember, yeah, I answered that question. Remember, if you're filing for a green card and your beneficiary brought a child to the United States, you got to file for 2 green cards, not 1. Okay? You fill out a green card adjustment of status package for one person. You fill out a green card adjustment of status package for the second person, for the child. If the child is 2 weeks old, 2 months old, 1 year old, 10 years old, 12 years old, 18 years old, you got to file separate green card adjustment of status paperwork for each person. And you got to pay a fee for each person. Okay? So if you got 2 people in the United States, you got to file 2 green cards. You got to pay 2 green card fees. Okay? Don't make the mistake some people make is if they bring a kid over, which is great, they bring their child to the United States. We love that. And they file for the green card for the wife or the husband, and they include the paperwork for the kid, but they don't file a separate green card application for the kid. The wife gets her green card, or the husband, and then you're waiting for the child to get his or her green card, and it never arrives. And you're like, what the heck? Where's the second green card? Well, you got to file a separate adjustment of status paperwork for the child. If you don't, you're going to be waiting forever, and then once 90 days pass, that kid's going to be deported. Okay? You got it? Keeping up with our Zayanosis Light Infantry. Thank you. No problem. Keeping up with Irene. My fiance and I are really using your advice. It's really going a long way. God bless you guys. Well, we're glad. I want to help you guys get these green cards, get your K1 visas, get it all done, and get your life started together with your families. Okay? That's the goal. Without you paying for somebody to do it for you. Do you know what kind of delay it will cause if there's everything they're asking for my K1? Well, if you provide everything they ask for, it's going to, 30 days is what they said, right? You just got to get them all the stuff, okay? Colonel Ted, Diego, can you imagine her with 2 last names and then add mine? It won't fit on my ID. I understand. I can't pronounce your last name, Ted. What is that? Greek? Is your family name from Greece? Where are you from? It won't fit on any ID. Still going to take you all out for fish and chips. Oh, that would be great. When is your wedding? Happy for you. We're getting married on January 14th, which is Sunday at noon on the beach in Navarre, under the pier or on the pier. I think Karina wants to go out on the pier. So we're going to walk all the way. I got to pay $1 to get on the pier and walk all the way down the pier and get married at the end of the pier. Ted, I could not imagine your wife's to be having such a long last name as yours. I can understand why she doesn't want to take your last name. It's tough. Christopher, that's a good thing that she doesn't get homesick. Tu no extraño Colombia. No, she misses her mom in Venezuela, but she's using my phone right now to chat to her family in Colombia and Venezuela. I got to get her a phone. That's on the list. I got a lot of stuff I got to do. I got to get her a phone so she can be independent on her phone. KJB, how do you write an intent of marriage for the interview? You write the same letter of intent to get married that you wrote for the K1 visa, but you're going to add stuff to it. You're going to say, I made another trip to visit my beneficiary. You can say, we're still madly in love with each other. You can say, we celebrated her birthday and Christmas and whatever. And then you got to make sure you include in the letter of intent to get married, you got to make sure you say, you promise to get married within 90 days. You are legally free and able to marry each other. Okay, that's important. And that you are a U.S. citizen. Or if it's Karina, when she wrote her letter of intent to get married, it was, I'm a citizen of Venezuela. I live in Colombia as a legal resident. I am single and legally free to marry Diego, and I promise to do so in 90 days. Okay, that's the letter of intent to get married. And all you're going to do is those 3 things have got to be in there. You're going to be married in 90 days. I promise Homeland Security I'll be married to Karina in 90 days. I promised Homeland Security that I am legally free and able to marry Karina. I promised Homeland Security I'm a U.S. citizen, and I signed my name, and I put in and I fluffed it up with a bunch of stuff. I made 3 more trips to see Karina. We went on vacation to Chao Chi. We're still madly in love. We did all this stuff, you know. Fluff it up. Let me see here. Magley, is it not a problem for the green card process to take your fiance's name after you get married? You can do that. Passport and other official documents, for example, right. When Karina becomes a U.S. citizen, she's going to get a passport, U.S. passport. But it's going to be with my last name, Karina Ross. Pronto. Yeah, like next week. It makes life so much easier if you take the last name. But, you know, you don't have to. It's not going to affect the green card. It's not going to stop you from getting the green card. It's not going to stop you from getting a passport in the future. You know, there's no law that says that the lady has to take the man's last name. But it's really helpful if you do. It's helpful if you do. But it's not going to block you from getting any benefits. Ted, you rock. Many in the world appreciate what you do. Keep it going. You make a difference. That's the goal. Make a difference, you know. I am so appreciative of living in this country, the constitutional republic of the United States. Now remember, we're not a democracy, okay? If you James Madison in Federalist Paper number 10 wrote a long letter saying that we are a constitutional republic, not a democracy. You got to run from a democracy, okay? This is to help people in foreign countries come in here. They watch the media. They watch the news. Oh, this is our democracy. This is a democracy. Communist Venezuela is a democracy. Communist China is a democracy. Communist Cuba is a democracy. They have their fake elections, and then the winner takes all. That's a democracy. In a constitutional republic, you have an election, but the minority that don't win, they still have a representative voice, okay? Called a congressman or a congresswoman. So you didn't win the election. Your boy's not in the White House, or you're a woman or whatever. Your political opponent, your political party didn't win the election, but you still have a voice. That's a republic. Colombia is a republic, right? Colombia is a republic. A democracy. Venezuela is a democracy. Maduro, you hear Maduro? This is a democracy. We just had an election to take half of Ghana from Ghana. That's our oil now. That's a democracy. We had an election. We're taking Ghana's oil, their land. We're going to give everybody Venezuelan citizenship. They don't want it. That's how democracy works. Got it? A constitutional republic, you have an election, okay? A Democrat gets in, okay, you don't like Democrats, but you still have a voice. A Republican gets in, okay, you don't like Republicans, but you still have a voice. That's a republic. Let me see. Let's talk. Ted, enjoy the Mountain Dew. Yeah, I got Mountain Dew in the fridge, but Karina keeps drinking it. I don't know if I'm going to survive without. I'll wake up, it's all going to be gone. She loves Mountain Dew. Ted, yes, it's Greek. Yeah, you got a Greek name, Ted. I love it. I've been to Greece about 3 times. I went to Corfu. Ted, please record your wedding and post it. We're going to do it. I messaged my brother today, and I asked him to video it for YouTube. So he's going to do it. He's got a YouTube channel where he reviews movies called Midnight at the Movies. He does a great. He made a video about The Equalizer 3. He got like, I don't know, 15,000 people watched it. He's doing pretty good. So we're going to document the wedding. So God bless you also, Ted, Colonel. Kenneth, Diego, Denise, my beautiful fiance doesn't trust that I can take care of business. What do you mean? What do you mean? Diego, Denise, my beautiful fiance doesn't trust that I can take care of business. We are currently waiting for an interview. Help me talk to her, please. She is a big fan of yours. Okay, Kenneth, here's the secret. This is secret. You let Denise handle it. Okay? When Karina, she handled stuff in Colombia when I was in Florida. She handled everything. Okay? Let Denise handle your K1 visa. Put it in her hands. Let her control it. Let her handle it, and you relax. And then watch the channel. Okay? Eat the popcorn and drink the Mountain Dew, and you'll get your K1 visa. Let Denise handle your K1 visa. Diane Robinson, so glad you guys made it to marriage. Next week. Woohoo! Next week. It doesn't happen for everyone. God bless. No, it doesn't happen for everyone. Okay? It doesn't happen for everyone, and that's most unfortunate. But this channel's got a 99% success rate for K1 visa approvals. 99% success. Those folks that don't get it, if you get the denial at the embassy, get married, file for the spousal visa. That's the secret, okay, to get it done. It just means you got to wait, but it is what it is. Colonel Ted, I love your view. Yes, we are a constitutionalist. Yeah, that's right. I will defend this paper for the rest of my life. Yeah, the Constitution. I raised my right hand when I joined the Navy to defend, uphold, and defend, protect the Constitution of the United States, not the democracy. I didn't say I'm going to defend the United States democracy from enemies, foreign and domestic. I said I'm going to defend the Constitution, the Republic. Okay, we're a republic. We got 434 representatives, congressmen and congresswomen. We got 100 senators. You got local school boards, and you got city councils, and you got incorporated towns, and you got the president. If you don't like the president, wait 4 years, get a new president. Okay, like in Colombia, you can only be president for 4 years. You got one term as a president in Colombia. You got 2 terms in the United States. Don't like him? Okay, suck it up, and then vote for the new guy. But we are a republic. If you hear a politician say we are a democracy, you need to get on the phone and call his office and say, no, we're not. We're not a democracy. Constitutional Republic, Zayanosis, light infantry. You got exactly right. James Madison wrote the Federalist Paper, number 10, that clearly states what we are. And we got these politicians, Republicans and Democrats, these total low IQ idiots that call us a democracy. I'll preach it forever. Denise Jefferson, Diego, so glad that you guys have finally made it home.
Yes, yeah.
Whew. It's been a long haul, Denise, but we made it. We have our ready status. There you go. My fiance wants to pay for the visa before we get to 3-4 emails. Is that okay? Now, this is Nigeria. If the embassy in Lagos, Nigeria permits you or your fiance to pay for the visa fee before the packet 3, packet 4 email, it's perfectly fine. If the embassy takes the money, then it worked, right? If you try to pay the visa fee and the embassy doesn't take the money, then they're telling you, no, you got to wait until we're ready. Well, they sent you a ready status, but what they're telling you is that the paperwork has arrived at the embassy in Nigeria, but give them time to process it. When I got the ready status for Karina, okay, it took them 11 or 12 days before the embassy sent me the packet 3, packet 4 email. All right. When I got the packet 3, packet 4 email, they gave me directions on how to pay the visa fee, schedule the visa interview, and the biometrics. Okay. I did all that from here in this computer. Then I flew to Colombia, and I was there for a month longer than I anticipated. So I flew to Colombia with enough cash for 6 weeks, but then we got this 221G Interpol certificate requirement, and I was not anticipating that at all. So I ran out of cash. I had to pay rent on my apartment for another month because we were stuck in Colombia. So I had to borrow money from Karina's brother to pay the rent. I said, dude, I was not anticipating being in Colombia another month, and I don't have any cash. So Karina says, hang in there. She calls her brother, and he goes, here's like $1.5 million pesos. Boom. Family, man. Family is tight in Karina's family. They're tight. Okay. I then paid him back, okay, within 3 weeks. Well, he took care of us. I have my credit card, but you cannot pay rent with your credit card. I can buy food. I can pay for the internet. I can pay for this. I can buy shoes, clothes. I can take Karina out to dinner, but I can't pay rent on my credit card. I had no cash. And I'm like, man, I will never forget. When you guys, you got to plan ahead for this stuff. You know, you got to plan ahead for this stuff. I anticipated being in Colombia till November 20th at the latest. We got a 221G administrative hold for this Interpol certificate. I'm like, great. How long is it going to take? And the immigration, the embassy said it could take 30 to 60 days. I said, I ain't good. That's not going to work. I don't have enough cash for that. I don't have any cash for 60 days. So Karina jumped right on it, and she processed the paperwork for the police certificate. She went to Interpol, downtown Bogota, face to face with the colonel of the Colombian Interpol police department, and said, "Hey, I got to have this letter. My passport is in the embassy. I got an approved visa, but I got to have this Interpol police certificate." He said, "Well, we're in a process. It's a process." She goes, "We've been waiting 3 weeks. I need it right now. We ran out of money." He goes, boom, there it was. That night at 7 p.m., there was the Interpol police certificate in the email. Boom. I sent it to the embassy. And then within 6 days, we were picking up our visa from the U.S. government's office in Bogota. And then we got out of Colombia January 3rd. And I had to borrow $1 million pesos from my brother. But I paid him back, within 3 weeks. But you got to anticipate stuff that could happen, that could affect you financially. Let's see here. So Denise, we made it, and if you can pay the visa fee, if your fiance can pay the visa fee to the embassy in Nigeria, go ahead and pay it and get it done. But it's up to the embassy if they'll accept the money, depending on your status. Ready status is good. Ren S, my case status shows evidence received. That's what you want. Christopher, when will she be able to vote? Christopher, Karina will be voting when she becomes a U.S. citizen. If you are a green card holder, you cannot vote. If you vote as a green card holder and immigration find out about it, you get deported right away. There was a guy from England on a 10-year green card, married to a lovely American, and he was filling out his paperwork for his green card, 10-year green card, to renew it. And they asked him, "Did you ever vote in any election?" And he checked, "Yeah, I voted in an election. It was a local election." Not only was his green card revoked, he was deported within 3 weeks. So if you are a green card holder, don't even try to vote. If you do, you're going to be on a plane home. You got to be a citizen to vote. But when Karina gets her U.S. citizenship, okay, she's going to be a voter. She's going to be part of the electoral process in our republic. And Zayan, no, says light infantry. You are 100% correct, sir. Yes, sir. We are a republic, guys. What are kids learning in civics class in high school these days? What are they learning? I don't know. Come on, guys. Give me some more questions on K1 visas. We are here for you. I spent most of the afternoon putting together paperwork for Karina for her green card. And Karina spent the afternoon cleaning the kitchen and organizing everything. And she made me this really delicious sandwich in the toast. I've got this toaster thing. What's it called? I don't know, a sandwich maker. I never use it. She finds it buried under the kitchen, and she makes me this delicious tomato, ham, cheese, toasted sandwich. Amazing. April Flower, Diego, since my case is not at the embassy yet, from what I understand, I can still send an inquiry to NVC. Yes. To transfer. Yes. That's exactly right. April Flower. You must send an inquiry to the MVC, identify your beneficiary's full name, his passport number, his date of birth, the case number, the invoice number if you have it, everything, and say, please transfer my case to Abu Dhabi because the embassy in Baghdad is closed. They will do it. The MVC controls where the visas go. The MVC controls where the visas go. Okay? They do not approve or deny visas. They can't do that. They're not allowed to do that. But they can decide where to send a visa. Okay? 15 days is correct. It's 15 days ago. April, get on it. Get an inquiry going to the MVC. Tell them to transfer your case to Abu Dhabi. Christopher, she has to be complete 2 years of United States green card before she takes the oath of the United States. No. You got to be 3 years. I'm a U.S. citizen, so she has to wait 3 years as a green card holder before she can apply for citizenship. When she applies for citizenship, that's when she swears to the Constitution and swears to uphold and defend the Constitution and becomes an American. Then she can vote and get a passport, U.S. passport. Colonel Ted, please show us steps once the fiancé arrives in the U.S. I watch all your videos. No problem, Ted. Plane lands in Miami. You go to the U.S. citizenship line. I'm a U.S. citizen. Karina was with me in the U.S. citizenship line. They don't separate families. You take your passports, you drop them off, you give them to the Border Patrol officer. He takes your picture, takes her picture, looks in the passport, asks a few questions, and lets you in the country. Then you go into another office and do your K-1 visa processing. Okay, it takes about 20 minutes. And then once we got through all that, I took Karina to the rental car company. I said, hey, come on, let's go. I rented an SUV. So we piled all our suitcases in the back of this SUV. And we drove from Miami to here, close to Pensacola in Santa Rosa County. It's 10 hours. Ted. So that's what happens once you get to the United States. And then you get married within 90 days. And then you got to process the green card. Denise, Diego, what is the number of days you and Karina had between the 3-4 packet and your actual interview date? Let me see here. I just made a video about it I just made a video with that information. But I can't remember. How long between packet 3, packet 4, and the actual interview date? It was about, let me see, it was about 3 weeks. It was pretty quick. It wasn't very long. I can't remember exactly, Denise, but I did just make a video about our processing times. Kenneth, Diego, please help my fiance understand that as K-1 visa process are relatively the same everywhere, some countries have slight differences in requirements and mode of operation. That's right. That's correct. The embassy in Manila has a different way of doing things than the embassy in Bogota, Colombia. At the embassy in Bogota, Colombia, I can go to the visa interview. If in the embassy in Manila, you can't. The U.S. embassy in London, it's not Grosvenor Square. They just built this $1 billion new embassy. Well, you can't go to the visa interview. Australia, I can't. I think you can. In Manila, you can't. Yo, Taylor, let me see. Weezy, I'm thinking of helping my fiance move to Bogota to get out of Venezuela. That's a good move. About how much would it take to rent an apartment and food for her and 2 kids? It will cost you probably just to live modestly, $500 a month, apartment, rent, food, $500 to $600 a month for 2 kids. Food, lights, internet, phone, and all that jazz. $600 a month. But you gotta look for an apartment in southern Bogota. Northern Bogota is very expensive. Northern Bogota is like the Beverly Hills of Los Angeles. Okay, Northern Bogota is Beverly Hills. Southern Bogota is like, southern LA. Look for El Cheapo in South Bogota, $600 a month, and you're good to go. Get her out of Venezuela. Get her accustomed to using the Transmilenio, the buses. Get her accustomed. I mean, she speaks Spanish, so she won't have any problems with the language, and she'll find her way around Bogota just like that. Karina did. Karina knows Bogota like the back of her hand, and she's from Caracas, Venezuela. Let me see. So Weezy, get her out of Venezuela. If you can do that, if you can afford $600 a month, it cost me. I was El Cheapo. It was costing me about $400 a month to rent and to live in Bogota, and then I also got to maintain this house. But it was about $400 a month for me. Not too bad. Yo te lo cuento. Happy New Year, Diego. Thank you.
Yes.
And Karina, happy to see you. I came to live in New York. It's so cold. New York is cold. It's freezing cold, and it snows. Okay, and they tax you so much money there. You get taxed out of the rear. They tax if you walk down the sidewalk. They tax you for walking on the cracks in the sidewalk. Okay, get out of New York. Move to Florida, or maybe Florida may be too hot for you, but get out of there. Tell your husband, I want to get out of New York. April Flower, thank you so much, Diego. No problem. So happy for you and Karina. Congratulations, April. We went through this almost for 2 years. The secret of this K1 visa is patience, 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 patience. That's it. 6-6. Hello, Diego. My NOA2 expires in March 9th, and my interview is on April 24th. Do I have to bring extension letter to the interview? No. If you have scheduled your K1 visa interview at the embassy, your NOA2 letter has been extended to the day of your K1 visa interview. My NOA2 letter expired on September 27th of 2023. Okay. I scheduled the visa. I sent an inquiry to the MVC and checked in with them. Right? That extended my NOA2 letter. So my NOA2 letter expired September 27th, 2023. My K1 visa process started October 15th, 2023. Was I worried about my NOA2 letter? No, I couldn't care less about it. It was extended. I scheduled the visa interview for November 16th, 2023. Did I worry about the NOA2 letter? No, didn't worry about it. An MVC inquiry that I sent extended the NOA2 letter automatically. So don't worry about your NOA2 letter expiring 6-6. Jeffrey Garcia, hello, Diego. I've got USCIS case approved in mid-December. Good job. But still no case number. When should I do an inquiry? You need a case number. Send an inquiry today. Denise Jefferson, Diego, I just bought a house, which means we have a different address. Is there a chance that things will come through the mail until the interview? Would you bother changing the address with the MVC? If you Denise, you received your NOA2 letter, right? That's the only thing that's going to come in the mail to you is the NOA2 letter. When you fill out the I-134 and give it to your beneficiary in Nigeria, okay, Denise, don't worry about it. If you have your NOA2 letter, nothing else is going to come to you in the mail. Nothing, zero. But when you fill out your I-134 for the embassy interview, you put your new address on the I-134, and that will update, and that will update the data with immigration. Okay, when you go to when you go through the border checkpoint, when you bring your future husband to the United States, and you go to the border checkpoint, the airport, whatever airport you land in, the border patrol officer will ask you what's your address in the United States. And then you give him your new address, and that updates everything. Okay, you got it, Denise? Tell me you got that. I-134 updated, and then tell the border patrol officer when you go to the interview at the face-to-face your new address, and he will go on the computer for immigration and put in your new address, and you're good to go. Jeff Mantok, the Dominican Republic recommends that both people are at the interview. Then go. And also in the Dominican Republic, you do not need to translate documents into English from Spanish. So if your beneficiaries are from the Dominican Republic, okay, and you have all these birth certificates and letters of intent to get married in Spanish and police certificates in Spanish, you don't have to get them translated to English. Same for Colombia, Bogota. Wheezy, will she or the kids need any kind of passport to move to Bogota? Yes, Wheezy, your beneficiary, if she's in Venezuela, will need a Venezuelan passport, and so will the kids. They got to have a Venezuelan passport, okay, to travel to the United States, even if it's expired. But my recommendation is get them passports, okay? So when they go to the visa interview in Bogota, they got to bring their passports with them, okay? So yes, Wheezy, get your family out of Venezuela, get them out of that communist dictatorship, get them into Colombia, get them into Bogota, close to the embassy if you can, or in southern Bogota is what I recommend. It's most economical in southern Bogota. It's inexpensive, and the food is cheap. The internet's cheap. My gas bill for heating, cooking food was like $7 a month. My electric bill was like, I don't know, $12 a month. Let's see here. Rambling Man, Kayadan. I think everyone will be surprised by how fast USCIS and the MVC will be this year. 2024 is going to be rapid, man. It's going to be processing quick. Jeff Garcia, thank you. No problem, Jeffrey. 66, I'm from Senegal. Very nice. That's in Africa. But I live in Paris. Bonjour, Paris, France. Since all my documents are already in French, do I still have to translate them into English? In Paris, France, I don't know. In Colombia, you don't have to. In the Dominican Republic, you don't have to. But if everything's in French, my recommendation is get it all translated into English. The police certificate, the birth certificate, what else? Whatever documents you have that you have to bring to the embassy, get them translated to English. I don't know what the rule is in Paris, at the embassy in Paris. That's where the embassy's at. So I would get them translated. Alfred Pinto Ricardo, congratulations to the both of you. My fiance receives her K1 visa from the U.S. Embassy in Bogota this Tuesday. Very nice. But she doesn't go to the embassy to pick it up. She goes to a separate office near the biometrics to pick up her visa and her passport. Make sure she brings with her her DS-160 paperwork and if she has another picture ID. This Tuesday, picking her up February to finally bring her to the New York City. Everybody's in New York. I keep bashing New York City. I keep throwing you guys under the bus in New York because of the weather and the taxes. But that's good. We're glad you're getting to America. Julian ALO, hello Diego. I am Congolese, very nice. You're from Africa, and legal resident of Uganda, very nice. As a refugee, well, we're glad you made it to Uganda. We got approved on our RNOA2 since December 15th, but no case number. When can we send the inquiry? Send it today. Send it today. Okay, guys, Happy New Year. This was our first live stream with Karina in the United States of America, in Florida. Okay. And what day is it today? Que dia hoy es? Okay, today's Saturday. The next live stream will be Monday, okay, at 6 p.m. Central Time, U.S. I used to do it at 7 o'clock, but people were cooking dinner. People were, I don't know, they were busy. They couldn't get, so I've changed it to 6 p.m., okay? Happy 2024. You will get your K1 visa, guys. I promise you will get your K1 visa. And Julian, ALO, one more question. Come on, Lieutenant Colombo. What's the question, Julian? When can we send the inquiry? Julian, send the inquiry today. Okay? Send it today. I'm helping you. Please, Diego. Julian, I'm here for you, man. I'm here for you. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm going to help you. The embassy is in Kampala. Right, that's in Uganda. That's right. You're good. Send an inquiry today. Get off this live stream. I'm going to go eat. Karina's going to make me a salad, right? Enchilada. She's going to make me a salad. I can't wait. I'm hungry. Don't process the K1 visa. What do you mean, don't process the K1 visa? The embassy in Kampala processes K1 visas. Oh, okay, so you're going to go to Nairobi, Kenya for your K1 visa interview. That's okay. Go to Kenya. You're good. Nairobi, Kenya is fine. It's probably going to process a lot quicker there than it would in Uganda. And Teja Sweeney gets the last word. Hi, Diego. How are you? We are good, but we're going to leave. We're going to go eat. Teja Sweeney, we have submitted the application for adjustment of status. So, okay. So where do I do my medical exam? Julian, in Nairobi, Kenya. If you're going to do your K1 visa interview, if the MVC send it to Nairobi, Kenya, because of the political problems in the other countries, you have to have your medical done by a civil surgeon approved by the State Department in Nairobi, Kenya. Okay? Christopher Stout gets the last word. Have a good night. Take her to the movies tonight. En la noche película. Okay. Julian, thank you. See, you're in the right place, right? We're going to see you on Monday, guys. And Denise Jefferson, thanks for the questions. We'll see you guys on Monday night, 6 p.m. When did you come to the USA? January 3rd, we left Bogota, Colombia at 4 o'clock in the morning. We arrived in Miami about 8:30 a.m. Miami time. And then I rented an SUV and we drove to here to our house. When are you getting married? January 14th at lunchtime on the pier in Navarre Beach. See you guys on Monday.